Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm joined here today by Elias, who's going to tell us a little bit about himself and his role on board the Meteor on GeoTrace's M206. Mm-hmm. So, if you'd like to start, Elias, thank you very much for joining us, first of all. If you could just tell us a little bit about Elias.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Bremen, and I'm 22 years old, and I'm currently doing an apprenticeship at Construct University. So I'm not really studying, I'm not doing a bachelor, I'm doing more like a practical way of a bachelor or of studying something, because I'm more like practical studying a specific job, which is like lab technician.
Okay.
So I will be really trained in a way more practice way than compared to studying. And I'm currently working at Construct University, but besides that, I'm also in a school which trains me specifically for this job. Okay. And there I'm on 2 days per week, and the rest of the other 3 days of the week I'm working at Construct University. And there I'm switching throughout all of the working groups, so I get a really bright view of the whole scientific research there, from biology to chemistry to physics. Okay. So that's really interesting there.
Yep, cool. And is that what you're doing here with M206 on board?
Not really.
Okay. Right. So tell us a little bit about it.
Because I'm still apprentice, and I'm mostly done with my apprenticeship, but still I'm apprentice. And so I got the opportunity from Andrea, or the professor here, to join this marvelous cruise, because also my supervisor, and she's also on board here. Yep. She was really keen to get me on board, and I was like, okay, I'll do it if I get the opportunity.
Sure.
And I'm mostly here to assist them, for example, like with Nico and the trace metal rosette, the ultra clean one.
Yes.
To get samples from very down of the sea, or the deep sea, and also like for the multi-corers where we get sediment cores, and then processing the probes there as samples there, yeah. And the bottom water sampler. And whenever someone needs help, I can assist. But besides that, I got my own little method for testing manganese concentration in pore water.
Very good.
It's a funny little method. It's or most of the people know like pH paper, where you put into a liquid and then it changes its color according to the pH level. And we got something similar for manganese concentration. Okay, cool. So we prepare on a plastic film, and then we put some polymers in and some other funny chemicals on it, and then we put it into the water sample, and according to the concentration of the manganese inside the sample, it changes its color. So that's also like, but it's always blue, so it's not that interesting, but at least it's some colorful.
Yes, well, I mean, it works.
Yeah, it works. Also, and the results seems quite valid. Okay. So this is a method which was developed by another PhD student from Professor Koshinsky, and I'm here to validate it again.
Okay. Well, you've explained basically what you're doing here, and you said as far as the groups that you're working with are concerned, you've got the trace metal, rosette, and what else? Did you say the muck?
The muck and the bottom water sampler.
And the bottom water sampler, okay, very good. And in the last how long have we been doing this? 2 weeks?
I think 3 weeks, something like that.
Okay. Have you seen anything that surprised you or that you find particularly interesting?
So for my manganese method, the mucks had not really that much of manganese. Yeah. Compared to the bottom water sampler, that was quite surprising, because I thought it would be the other way around, due to some biological processes which happening in the sediment there, but it isn't.
Okay, interesting.
and yeah, it's all like the nature is interesting, of course. Yesterday there was a little crab inside the muck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it still alive?
Hopefully.
Okay, good.
We call it biocontamination.
Right. Okay, did you release it back into the
Yeah,
wild?
of course.
That's excellent.
Back to his family.
Very good. Right. Well, I wanted to ask you why you chose the career that you've chosen. What interested you to begin with, and why did you decide to do what you're doing in the way that you're doing it?
Yeah. So, since I was in school, like in high school, I really got into sciences. Back then it was physics, but it changed dramatically.
Okay.
Due to a YouTuber, and she explained some chemical processes there, and therefore I got really into chemistry. And then I looked around, because already then I knew that I didn't want to study.
Okay.
I wanted to do it in a more practical way.
Sure.
And therefore I looked for apprentices, or what available apprentices there are, and there are for chemistry 2. And one is full school program where you don't get any payment.
Oh, that's
so
not so good.
Yeah, so I choose the dual system where you work and still go to school, and there I get money.
Okay, sounds.
And then I
more
looked
sensible.
around. Yeah, indeed. And then I looked around to see which institutes or companies offer some open positions, and I already really wanted to get into research. And then I found the open position at Constructor University, and I applied. And then I had an assessment center there, and they were really happy with me, and so I got into that.
Right.
And I'm still really happy about that.
Okay, great. So if you had to give advice to anybody else thinking about what they should be doing if they're interested in sciences, what would you say to them about a career like yours?
So for me it wasn't like a question of what will I do to get money. For me it was like, what are my hobbies or what are my passions, and how to get maybe money with that.
Good. Yeah.
So chemistry is really also a passion of mine, and therefore I looked like, okay, what are the jobs for chemistry? And so I got like into this way in the job world.
Okay.
And I would also like give this as an advice: just follow your heart.
Yes. With good advice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, that's good. That's cool. Thank you for that. I'm sure our young learners will find that interesting. So thank you very much for joining us.
It was a pleasure.